Hello, everybody. This is Caroline Diarte Edwards at Fortuna Admissions, and I'm here today with my colleague Catherine Tuttle. So, Catherine was Associate Director at Duke's Fuqua School of Business and has been a wonderful admissions coach at Fortuna for many years, and is also a careers coach and advises people on their job search. So, Catherine, we wanted to talk today about MBA scholarships, and sometimes we have clients who get a scholarship offer from one school, but perhaps not from their dream school, and they maybe have admit offers from several schools, but they're trying to weigh the pros and cons of which offer to accept given the scholarship financing that they have on the table. So first of all, can you negotiate scholarship financing or financial aid? Is that an option at all?
Yeah, it is. It is an option. I think a lot of times people think that if they ask about a scholarship or try to negotiate a scholarship that they have already gotten, that the school will potentially take away their admission. Right. But in fact, that doesn't happen. If you handle it correctly, you can most certainly ask. In general, I always tell people the worst they can say is no, right? But we do it in a way that is respectful and a way that shows them that you want to be at their school. Then we have the best shot possible of making that happen.
Yeah, great. And so what are your thoughts on, in what scenario is it the right time to ask for additional scholarship support? Clients that you've worked with, when do they typically do this, and why would they do that?
Well, I think it's important to do it once you have all of the information, right? So if you get admitted and you're still waiting to hear from other schools, it's not the right time to say, oh, by the way, do you have any scholarship money for me, right? That decision, the initial decision has been made. So once you have all of the information, when you've heard from, the schools you've applied to, then it's time to look at the data and who's given you money, who hasn't, and what you may want to negotiate. I think it's important to keep in mind that to be respectful of admissions in the process, that you are negotiating with a school because it is your top choice and you intend to be there. The schools care about their yield. They want people that they've admitted to come to campus. And so it's important that you be genuine about your commitment to the school and the fact that if they do provide additional funds, that you will be there. I think that there are different scenarios. One, maybe where your dream school did not give you any scholarship, but another school has given you funds. There's also the scenario where your dream school has given you some money, but then another school gives you more money. And in either case, it's okay to ask. I think you want to be upfront, though, however, about what offers you have received and be clear about that. You might even share the offer letter with admissions to let them know that you are being truthful. And, again, reiterating your commitment to the school. And in some cases, it might be important to provide some additional financial insight in terms of why you need the money and, how that would help you financially short and long term. This is a long-term investment. And so we want to be very thoughtful about what we're asking for and why. Especially when there are other people who may need the funds as well.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's important advice to provide, as you say, any substantiation that is relevant to your case, to justify why you need the additional support. And feel free to share with the school, the ins and outs of your financial situation.
Right.
They'll obviously keep it confidential, but the more information you can give them about why you need the additional support, the more likely they are to take your request seriously, I think.
Right.
So any further thoughts, Catherine, about the do's and don'ts of tackling this process and seeking to negotiate some additional funds?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway, that we want to be polite and respectful. We're not demanding money. We're not being pushy. We are simply, again, reiterating our commitment and why it is that we need these funds. We also want to make sure that we're following the right protocol, making sure that you go through the website, making sure that you read the emails, you know who it is you should be reaching out to, when, etc. And I think one thing that I would suggest in particular is if you have someone, on the admissions team that you interacted with throughout the process, let's say you attended an info session with them or had a one-on-one with them, as some schools do, or someone that interviewed you, I would go to that person. That person, you've built some rapport. They had a say in your admission. And so we want to make sure that we're keeping them in the loop and not going around someone that we've already had a relationship with.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think also, keep in mind that the admissions office, they're often overwhelmed with emails and requests and communications. And so, give people time to get back to you. Don't start sort of chasing them every 24 hours if you haven't heard back immediately. So be a little bit patient. Yeah.
It is your top priority, obviously, but it's not theirs. They have a lot going on, and we want to be respectful of that for sure in order to maximize our chance of success. And, ultimately the worst thing you can hear is no, right? They're, like we said in the beginning, they're going to continue, to want you on campus, even if they can't match or, the funds or even give you any additional money. So just, not being afraid to ask.
Yeah, no, that's important because sometimes candidates are concerned about whether there'll be any negative consequences if they ask for funds. So just be assured that people do this all the time. So you should feel free to ask and don't hesitate. And as Catherine said, the worst thing that can happen is that they will say no, and they won't hold it against you in any way. Great. Well, thank you so much, Catherine, for sharing your insights today. And thank you to our audience for watching. And if you'd like to chat with us about your particular situation, then please do visit the Fortuna website and sign up for a free consultation. Thank you.
Thank you.